We out here.
We out here.
It is time to upgrade my daughter's Thule Yepp Mini Next seat on the Super 73. She is at the age limit as well as coming up on the weight limit of the Thule Yepp Mini Next, so we're going to be upgrading her to something a bit more customized and low profile. We'll still be using the Blur Boundary Sissy bar, but this time we're going to be making a back seat rest. We got a standard piece of plywood that we measured and then cut down to a nice oval shape. And then we took a screwdriver to drill out holes because our Thule strap system that we're going to be putting on this has inlets that'll slide through the board itself. This was a relatively easy process that took only about 20 minutes to do. Once we had our template created, we tested out to make sure that it aligned properly on the Blur Boundary Sissy bar, and then we tested the straps. Each one of these straps slide through the inlets that we drilled. We tested by adding some pressure to make sure that everything aligned properly. Next, we picked out some scrap padding as well as some scrap fabric that we had and started cutting down the foam as well as the fabric to make sure it all fit. All you'll need for assembly is the Thule Yepp Maxi seat straps, the backrest that you created, 3 U-bolts, 3 brackets, 6 nuts, your padding as well as your fabric. Last but not least, grab your staple gun and get started.
Yeah.
We've cut out our template, we've picked out our materials and sized them to that template, and we've tested the kiddo on the actual bike seat with the Blur Boundary Sissy bar to make sure everything's perfect. Now, I'm gonna have a go at putting this together. First thing you wanna do with your template is get your U-bolts out and slide them through, just like that. And because I don't want these to come out, I'm gonna lay this on the table. I'm gonna do this on top of here. Brackets go through there. One bracket, and these are just finger tight because I don't want to have the U-bolts fall off while I'm stapling the fabric and all that good stuff. Just gonna do this real quick. So once we're ready to install the backer on the Blur Boundary Sissy bar, we'll take these brackets off, we'll slide it onto the bar, and then we'll tighten them down. So this is, again, just temporary to hold it. Then I'm gonna do my fabric. Like this. Now I'm gonna flip this, and we're gonna line it up best we can. But I'm gonna line it up to the top. Let's start from here. I'm gonna make pretty clean at the top here. I'm just gonna fold it like a little birthday present at the top. Keeping the brackets exposed. That'd be nice. Okay, there we go. Before I do the bottom here, I'm gonna do this back bracket. And I want as much room as humanly possible on this. And I've got this double strapped and a buckle here to help prevent it from sliding out. And I also might put screws in this too to make it extra secure. But again, for placeholder's sake, this is how we're gonna do it for right now. Nice. I'm gonna cut these now. And I'm not gonna actually just cut a little eye hole. So that way the bracket goes through there. Just pinch the fabric together, just like you're making a Halloween costume. And just get this a little bit of room on the centerpiece. There we go. There we go. Again, just a prototype, just testing things out. Alright, whoop. Hi, Indy. And how I'm doing the bottom is I'm just tucking. I don't want any staples to be on the very bottom because I don't want it to rub the seat. So I'm just tucking it down here at the base, and then I'm gonna fold it like that and put another staple in. Come on, Indy, I know, it's loud. It's loud. I'm almost done. like 10 more staples, maybe. Good girl, good girl. Okay, let me finish up. I take it back. I am gonna cut down here at the bottom, so that way it's not a huge fabric mess down here. Do a little half moon shape here to clean this up a little bit better. Yeah, all that extra fabric. That should be a lot cleaner down here to tuck it up. Still give room for the strap to come through. Again, we're trying to avoid putting a staple right at the top so it doesn't grind into the seat or on this trim here. So we're gonna tuck it underneath and staple it that way. Right onto the back again. So creating that angle. Pull it nice and tight. And this is the last bit here. Yeah, decently good. Prototype, test and learn. There we go. Prototype. And then how you do this is you just kind of tilt the Thule strap and curve it through the space, and then it pops through, and then it'll hold against pressure, which is nice. One done. Two done. And that is the basics of the seat. Nice. Good foundation we got. So then next step is these straps that are on the side of the 5-point harness. This will be secured to the wood on the side. I'm gonna just screw that piece in there, and that'll complete the 5-point system, which is sick. There you go. Love it. This is the final prototype that is ready to be tested. I'm incredibly proud of it. I didn't think it was gonna come out anywhere close to something like this. I truly thought it was gonna be scrap when I was done. But I'm super excited because this does seem like a viable prototype. I got the side anchors screwed in nice and tight, so those aren't going anywhere. I have that here. I have the actual connector itself that brings the 5-point system contacted at the back. And then I have both of the shoulder straps, as you saw, pass through the physical board. So now we're just going to take the U-bolts that we have on the board, take those off and get it mounted to the blur boundary Sissy bar on the back here. And it's still going to have my Luminade turn signals nice and exposed. And that'll be that. Notice the U-bolt is going over the Sissy bar, which I actually prefer, because then that's going to allow me to compress the seat a little bit and make sure that there's a little bit of pressure on the seat itself, and it's not going to wiggle around at the bottom. So this is exactly what I wanted. Very pleased with that. So we'll get the brackets and get those put on. I had to do this previously where I just compress the bolts a little bit so I can seat the little, there we go. Easy as that. Put the nuts on. The bottom brackets on, and perfect. Luminade lights, that's our turn signal right there, is still on there just fine. Nice and visible, which is what we want. The Tapia seat is ready to go. The prototype child seat is ready to go with the 5-point harness. I'm super pumped about that. Everything turned out better than what I thought I was capable of accomplishing, to be totally honest. This is sweet. Oh gosh, I hope she likes it.
Come on, go bike.
You feel safe?
Yeah, I won't fall off. This time we out here.
We out here.
We out here.
Okay, here we go. How do you feel?
Good.
Is it comfortable?
Yeah.
Got the same on my neck.
Last but certainly not least, my final thoughts. I'm super proud of the final prototype that we've created here, and will most likely be riding on it for the rest of this riding season. I do have some ideas around iterating the product itself. I would want to make the shoulder straps up a little bit higher because my kiddo's shoulders are a little low. That being said, she loves riding in it and feels extra safe. Big shout out to Blur Boundaries, who makes this Sissy bar that mounts directly to the bike frame. I left the link in the description so you can grab one for yourself. And of course, Tapia's seat. This is a brand new seat for me. This is my first seat from Tapia's, and it has made the overall ride comfort absolutely stellar. Please ride at your own risk, create with caution. Thanks everyone. We out here.